welcome to Power to the Flower. My name is Kara and I am the owner of Power to the Flower, a design company in the East Bay of California. We are in USDA Zone 9B, and what I thought today I would like to do is take you on a little update tour of my dahlias, because this year I am trying something new, dahlias, and I want to show you all the pots and how they're doing, as well as a few tips that I'm learning about growing dahlias in pots in our hot climate in the East Bay of California. I also want to show you a new pot that I put together back in June and the update on that. So that one turned out glorious and I can't wait to take you on that little tour. So let's go. The first place to go is back here. There are tons of air conditioners going because it's about 90 and sorry. Okay, so here's my first pot. The red flower is the dahlia and it is called Figaro Violet. Here is the tag. I think I put 4 in here and you can see the bees are loving them. There was another bee down here, but he already left. I interplanted it with this petunia, which is a Miracle-Gro variety of, I think it's called Night Sky or Starry Night. And then this is a Superbena by Proven Winners. I think it's called Superbena White. And I just put these few pots that I have over here on the side of my house on drip. And since doing that, all of the blooms have popped. I have to say that's one of my top tips. Having your pots on drip in which the pots are getting consistent water at the same time every day or every other day has made all of the difference for these dahlia pots. Before having them on drip, there was no blooms, and I was watering them every day around the same time in the evening, about 7:00 p.m., but evidently it just wasn't enough. I have not moved them in terms of their sun exposure, but I've put them on drip and all of them, except for one, have started to pop. Let me show you the other two. This plant was also an experiment. It's a chrysanthemum of some sort. It's supposed to be in bloom. So far, no love. That one back there is a forget-me-not, I believe. And then here is the same dahlia. You can see it is glorious. You can see the bees. Can you see the bees flying around? So really pollinator friendly. Again, it's on drip. And I am watering these 10 minutes every day at the moment. And then my last one is over here. You can see that this is planted with a Superbena dark blue, which is Loving Life. And the black plant, I think, is called Majestic something. And it is full of buds, but hasn't yet really performed for me in a way that I'd like to see it. So it is full of, oops, can you see that? It is full of buds. So I'm anticipating some blooms in the next maybe week or so, and I'll be posting about that when that does happen. But the Superbena Dark Blue, Proven Winners, it is stellar. I also planted it with Miracle-Gro Double Yellow Calibrachoa. Clearly has been outdone by the Superbena. So that combination doesn't quite work. That kind of information is really important to know for next year, what combinations are working and which ones aren't working. The Superbena is quite a vigorous grower, and so are the Supertunias, and so it's good to know when other flowers aren't able to keep up with the vigor of those, so you don't put them in combinations in future. All right, let me take you to my turquoise pot. Here's our turquoise pot. I have made a video about designing this pot, as well as a follow-up video on the Happy Single Flame Dahlia that I put into this pot. These dahlias have been blooming their heads off since I put this pot on drip. Same with the rest of the flowers in this container, and they are really happy in full sun. They get sun all day long, and as you can see there, the bees are very much attracted to them. All right, and so that brings us to this glorious container behind me with those super tall dahlias that you can see. And I am super excited to share this glorious container with you. I designed it back on June 10th. That's when I designed and planted it up. And today is July 26th. So I'd like to show you the progress that it's made. And I hope this helps you in terms of thinking about designing your containers for dahlias. I wanted to plant up a new summer pot with you for my own garden. I am super excited about it because look at this. This is a dahlia and it's blowing my mind. So what I thought would be really fun is to put this pot together with this amazing dahlia that I got at Home Depot for $20, and all it says is Dahlia tuberous, which excuse me, isn't super helpful. So I have no idea what the variety is, but the tag says that the bloom time is July until frost, so that will probably take us into October or November. Exposure, light shade in hottest climates and full sun elsewhere. Let's see, the interesting thing here is that it does say average size 1 foot to 7 feet tall. So that's quite a wide spectrum there. So we'll see how tall this guy gets. And it is hardy down to 20 degrees, which means I can probably winter this over in my pot here in East Bay of California, because we only get down to about 30 in the winters here. Water, it says little to moderate. That'll be interesting because I'm finding that with my other dahlia pots, they need to be watered every day. And what else? The last thing is fertilizer. Apply compost or fertilizer in the spring, repeat with fertilizer in the late summer or early fall. It also says that the soil should be deep, rich, organic, and well drained. So what I'm gonna be doing for this plant is I'm gonna be planting it in this glazed pot, which is a 17-inch diameter, with some organic potting soil from Green All, and I also have some compost here and some starter fertilizer. So I'll be mixing all of that up into like a real goodie bag here for this dahlia, and then I have some other really beautiful plants that I will tell you about at the end, because I'm not exactly sure how many are going to fit in here. So let's see. This is going to be backed up against the fence, so I will probably make it with a back and then falling forward in terms of height. So let's get to it, and then I'll show you what I did in the end. Great, I have these little support stakes that fit into each other. I think I bought these at Gardener Supply. I have these Sun Coleus, which are by Miracle Grow brand, and they are called Fifth Avenue. I have used these in my front planters, and they are handling these 100-degree days like a boss. So I think these are going to be fine. Coleus typically is a shade-loving plant, but there are some sun-loving ones as well, and so that is why I am using this, because I think it's going to give a lot of pretty color. It's going to grow to about 3 feet high, I think. No, sorry. 16 to 36 inches high, so potentially 3 feet, and the space is 1 to 2 feet. Just depends on how much sun it's getting. So with this part shade, part sun situation, I think it'll do really well. So I'm gonna put in a few of these. Okay, beautiful. Next up, the question is, what is next up? that brings us to the end of our Dahlia update video. I hope that was really helpful for you guys. Here we are in Northern California, handling heat and sun and trying to figure out the best way forward. I think my top tips for you in terms of planting dahlias in our area where we have dry heat, hot summers, would be good soil, good compost, good starter fertilizer to get those plants right off to a great start. The next thing would be put them in a full sun position. They're definitely performing best in full sun. Took them a little while to get going. After initial planting, all of them kind of petered out for maybe a week or so, and then new buds began to grow. Weekly fertilizer with, I use Maxi Bloom, which is a low nitrogen, high potassium and phosphorus blend. I have a video out on that if you want to go and check it out. And then the other thing would be consistent watering. And like I said at the beginning, those pots that are on drip are doing much better than those pots that are not. And although I water every day around the same time, the consistency of the drip has made a huge difference in those pots over on the side yard. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like it and subscribe to my YouTube channel or my IGTV channel. You can also find me on Facebook at Power to the Flower. Thanks so much for joining me today. I look forward to creating something new with you in the next one. See ya!